Morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hopefully everyone is doing super excellent today. Today is a very nice beautiful day out, beautiful sunlight, so I'm trying to knock these videos out in my houseplant series. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. This plant is called a Ming cactus, or a Cereus Forbesii Monstrose. Hopefully I said that right. These guys are so super interesting. Some people, this is not their style. They do not care for the look of them. They do not care for the style of them. But me personally, I like monstrose cactuses. I like crested cactus. And I actually have one coming from the succulent source, but that is a whole nother video. So, back to this guy. These guys are just like any other cactus. When you have a monstrose cactus, it's the same thing as far as light requirements, as far as water requirements. They just grow differently, that's all. And the reason why they grow the way they grow is that somewhere along the line in the growth process, there is, from what I understand, from what I've gathered from different videos, different readings, different information that I've come across, is that there's a mutation that happens with all different sorts of cactuses, and it'll cause it to start growing in these clusters and waves as opposed to straight up in a column or in a like sort of, you know, candlestick holder type posture. And another thing that I have come across, which I'm actually pretty interested to share in this video, that people, you'll go to like a Home Depot or order from the succulent source or Etsy or eBay or anywhere you know care to buy your cacti, and you'll see it'll say Ming cactus, period. But what I've noticed is that some of them, like this one, smooth to the touch, very soft, very soft. There are spines there, not really very visible, but there are spines there, but they're very soft. They're almost like hair. But then you'll notice that there are some that almost have like reddish brown spikes, and they're more prominent. They're more prickly. That's because they're different cactuses, different style cactuses that have that mutation. So don't necessarily assume. That's why at the beginning of the video I specify that it's a Cereus Forbesii monstrose. There's also the apple cactus, and then there's another type that comes in the form of this quote unquote Ming cactus type banner, and they'll all be in the Home Depot or in the Lowe's labeled under the same thing. But I was wondering, I'm like, why is this one more smooth, this one is more prickly, and that one is like in between? Because they're different. So it all depends on what type you want. I have a daughter and a niece. Even though they're older, they like to help me care for my plants, so I try to get things that are as less prickly as possible, which is not always possible because I like cacti, but I was more interested in this one than I was the other two styles. So I brought this home and I did research, and I found out that that's the reason why some of them look different, because they're different types of cactus that have had the same mutation, and they all look so similar that people just, that don't necessarily know any better, they just, oh, this is a Ming cactus. That's it. That's the end of it. But now back to the care. Only water when it's 100% dry. You can give it sunlight, but filter sunlight, not direct sunlight. You don't want to cause any type of sunburning. As far as growth, these are slow growing. However, if you give it time and you let it grow, this thing will grow to be so huge and so beautiful. Just Google any pictures. And another thing, oh, awesome. Right here is a good example. You see this? What people fail to realize is that cacti are generally in the style of tree. They have a thing. I've heard some people refer to it as corking. I've heard different names, different types of explanations or reasons why it does it. But basically what will happen is the center of these cacti are very woody, which help to support the weight as they grow and get older. The innards will start, the innards, the inside of the cactus will start to get more woody and more pillar like. So if you see this at the bottom, as long as it's not soft, as long as it's not mushy, or you would know the difference between rotting. It's 100% fine. It's just strengthening itself to be able to support this weight, which is actually not very heavy, but as it grows and fans out and gets larger and gets bigger, it will become heavy, and it's just basically strengthening its base. So that's another thing that I learned. Like I said, I am on a growing journey. I was previously a brown thumb type gal, but I'm growing and I'm learning and I'm getting better. And so is my collection, my little babies. They're getting bigger, and if there were any questions that I didn't get a chance to answer, any misinformation, any corrections, any help, any tips, I'll be more than happy to receive them. You guys feel free to comment, like, and subscribe and share. You guys have an awesome day.